I want to challenge something today that most business advice gets completely backwards. The idea that passion is something you earn, that it's a reward waiting at the end of the financial stability. That responsible entrepreneurship means building first and doing what you love later. I was the one who used to give this advice. I am the one who have heard this advice. I have given versions of this advices. And now I believe it is one of the most expensive lies in the entrepreneurship space. Your passion is not a luxury. It is not a reward. It is an anchor. And when you build without it, you are building on sand. Everything looks fine until the first storm hits. Then there is nothing to hold on to. That something which you loved is all gone. And as you never had a passion for or extreme liking towards it either, the energy you would give out to save it, protect it, build it, come up with an idea upon it is very different for something you love passionately. There will be scenarios where you're building out of no option. In those cases, you put down your all of your might down because you know there's no other option out there. And that's the only option which you have in your hand. In that scenario, you might be able to recover it, but still, it will always be on sands. Everything looks fine, like I said, until that first storm. After that, let's say you save it also, but you might start feeling resentment towards the work, resentment towards the people, towards the partnership, towards the work, towards the structure, towards the hierarchy, towards the system, and the list goes on and on. Let me explain what I meant by anchor before. An anchor is not decorative, it is functional, it is the thing that keeps you in place when everything around you is moving. When revenue drops, when the partnership breaks, when a launch fails, when the algorithm changes of meta and you have to reconfigure everything, and your reach collapses overnight. There are many things like that. But without an anchor, every storm becomes an existential threat to your whole self. You start questioning everything, you start questioning your methodologies, your business, the niche, the direction, yourself, and the questioning is exhausting. It drains energy you need for the rebuilding. Because instead of rebuilding, you go in a negative spiral of loop, questioning your own self. But when you have that anchor, for me, in this reset entropy is to help people. That anchor is there. That anchor keeps you on point. You show up daily You just take a trip out of nowhere just to understand people a bit more in circumstances you have never lived with, and going out in a manner you have never dreamt of before. I did that. I didn't have any need to, but I did that. I had to do it because that anchor made me do it. The love towards this whole system made me do it. And I'll do it even further. Every step, every question, every help that will be needed, I will go and do anything in my power to do that. Because once you get that anchor, with genuine passion under that work, the storm is like still hard, but the question of whether to continue never arises. In fact, when the challenges come, you are there with your eyes wide open, ears fully open, and analyzing what this challenge is actually teaching me and what direction the universe wants me to go in. And it's funny, I never had this kind of feeling when I was doing my previous work, even though I was getting a lot of money from it. That is the difference. That is the anchor. And because the passion is not conditional on the results, it does not need the revenue to justify it either. And it is just as, and from that place, you rebuild differently. Not from fear of failure, but from commitment to the thing itself, commitment to you, commitment to your passion, to your anchor, to actually making a change. And to do that one goal you are running behind. I see this distinction every week on clarity calls. Two founders can have identical external situations right there on the call, but like same revenue plateau, same team fiction, same irritation, same market challenges, but one of them is anchored and one is not. And the difference in how they navigate the same challenge is night and day. I even come across a founder in my recent times who I had invested also with. That person was so on point, but I saw the fading of that person throughout this founder journey, and that was something before I started reset. That person was on point, and I could tell there was nothing in his way that would budge him. But how his trend of life and things around him took him outside of that main goal he had changed everything for him, and resulted in nothing. All of the hard work, all of everything. Money, yes, that person made decently, but money is not the factor here anymore. Could have made 10x, 100x easily over there. more than what made. But the whole idea, the passion of the project, everything went down the drain. At the anchored founder always treats the setback as data, like I mentioned before. What is the showing me? What needs to shift? Let me adjust and continue with calmness, analyzing, implementing, waiting. The unanchored founder treats the setback as a verdict. Maybe this was the wrong direction. Maybe I was not cut out for this. Maybe I should pivot. The self doubt questions are the most nonsensical thing that could be done in situations like that, and believe me, that ruins everything. One question on self doubt and it's game over. It's as simple as that. Same situations in this completely different internal experience, because one of them has something holding them in place when the current gets strong, and that anchor is that passion towards that thing. But why do I also gave you an example of one of the founders changing throughout the time? So why founders abandon their anchor? So many founders end up building businesses disconnected from their passion. I see three reasons. Reason number one, they were told to be practical, follow the money, build where the market is. Do not chase what you love, chase what people will pay for. And this advice has enough truth in it to be dangerous. Because, yes, passion alone does not build a business. You have to do a proof of concept, you have to do test and trial the market and everything. But passion plus skill plus market need is the most sustainable combination there is. The mistake is removing the passion entirely instead of finding the intersection. Reason number two, they confused passion with ease. They thought that if something was their passion, it would feel easy. And when it got hard, because it always get hard, you they needs the curvature of learning. Everyone has to go through that. In the reset entropy itself, I teach them that there will be cycle, there will be loops. Is your awareness alignment is making you pre-prepared with the pre-prepared knowledge of what is going to happen exactly. That helps you be prepared in that direction instead of falling flat. And they that situation normally they decide it must not be the right thing. But passion does not make the work easy. It makes the hard work worth it totally. Those are completely different things. And the reason number three, they let the loop decide. An achiever loop will build the business around achievement metrics regardless of whether the work is meaningful. A performer loop will build a business around what looks impressive regardless of whether it is fulfilling. A fixer loop will build a business around being needed regardless of whether it is aligned. The loop does not care about your passion, it cares about its own survival in you. And if you have been letting the loop make your business decisions, there's a good chance you're building something that serves the loop, not the anchor, and not at all you. And there's a high chance it will work and might work like wonders as well. But it will be another pyramid scheme where it will go up and it will come down as fast as it went up, or it will go up and hit a ceiling and it will stay there forever. And then you'll start questioning the methodology, system, operations, name it, and you'll question it. There is a concept I come back to often, the law of dharma. When you live your life aligned with your true purpose, the universe sends the people and the resources to support that fulfillment. It's not a magic, as a natural consequence of the alignment. The question is, are you living from that concept? Are you ready to give out your 200% just for that cause, forgetting the output totally? The output will happen, but if you are aligned in your mind with that output from get go, it's very hard to reach. You can have a subconscious part of it in a manner that, yeah, it will happen, but your main motto focus should always be that passion component. And when your business is anchored in your genuine purpose, what you are actually here to do, not what you think you should do, something shifts in you and how you show up every day. Your content becomes more honest. Your client will find the conversation becoming much more real. Your energy stops leaking into performing a version of yourself that the business requires and starts flowing freely, because the business is an expression of who you actually are. And keeping up this fake image is helping no one. And like I said, if it's giving you output, the faster it'll go up, the faster it'll come down. This is the difference between a founder who is tired all the time despite working fewer hours and a founder who has seemingly boundless energy despite working more. One is spending from a depleted account, other is drawing from a source that replenishes itself. I've seen founders raise money like crazy before, and I've seen people get funded also at crazy amounts. I've understood one thing: sourcing, getting money is not the hard part, that's just an idea. But the bigger picture is, what do you want to do? Coming from the true identity, not the masked identity. And if you're building something right now that feels disconnected from what you actually care about, this is worth sitting with today. Not to abandon what you have built, but to ask honestly, where is the anchor? Is it here? Can it be brought in? What would this business look like if it was built around what you're genuinely here to do? Just imagine. Leave everything right now. Just imagine that feeling. That feeling that you must have built something out of the true passion, and how it will serve you, serve the society, serve everyone around you. Those are not small questions, those are the most important ones a founder can ask. I explored this directly on Clarity Call, 30 minutes, free. You bring the business, I help you find where the anchor is or where it went. DM me, call on Instagram at Reset Entropy, or book through the link in the bio. I will see you Monday. Next week, I am going into a law of echo, how your inner world shapes your outer reality, and specifically what that means for the result you are getting in your business right now. That one is going to reframe a lot of things altogether.